What's going on, guys? Briar Rabbit here. Today we're going to take a look at some of the raid weapons I've collected over the last couple of weeks, as well as some armor. I'll give you some tips on collecting armor as well. We're going to start off on the Titan here, and you can see I've got some of the raid weapons on the left, but let's start off with the armor. A couple of tips about armor. When you are getting armor from either, well, frankly, from the Dreaming City or from the raid, whether it's Great Hunt or Reverie, you really want to be on the lookout for enhanced perks. Now, my Titan doesn't have any. Unfortunately, it just hasn't been that lucky. So I've purely just been going with highest light level stuff. And high light level makes a huge difference. You definitely want to always have your highest light level equipment equipped, whether you're in the raid or the Dreaming City or an Iron Banner or in Gambit. You know, power level makes a big difference in the Forsaken DLC, and you always want to be as high a level as you can be. But you always also want to be on the lookout for enhanced perks, and I want to talk about that real quick. So let's take a look at the plate. What you're seeing here in this middle column, the first column here is never going to change. This doesn't randomly roll. If you have a plate of the Great Hunt for a Titan, it's always going to roll with reinforcement or resilience and health recovery. You know, it might be a little different on the Hunter and the Warlock, but it's always going to roll the same on the Hunter. It's always going to roll the same on the Warlock. There's never going to be a random roll in this column. In this column, however, there are random rolls. And what you're going to see here is, for instance, with the chest piece, you got unflinching power aim, unflinching rifle aim, unflinching large arms. There are enhanced versions of those, and there's also enhanced versions that are very specific. You can get enhanced for a hand cannon, enhanced for a sniper rifle, enhanced for a shotgun. So what this allows you to do is collect and build a loadout that is very specific for how you like to play. And if you like to play PvP and PvE, then you can select a loadout, or you can curate a loadout. You can build a loadout for both of those activities, and maybe even a third one for Gambit. So for instance, if I really like to use a sniper in PvP, or let's just say a shotgun in PvP and a sniper in PvE, then I'm going to want two different chest pieces, and I'm going to hope to get the enhanced version of the perks on both shotgun and sniper, so that I have two separate pieces to make those weapons feel special. Once you get the enhanced version of these perks, especially on the loaders, you can get on the arms for, let's look, I think I have Dreaming City stuff on my arms here. Right now I have light arms loader. There is a perk called, let's say, enhanced hand cannon loader. It makes it feel like every hand cannon has outlaw. It is a phenomenal perk, but it's very, very rare, so you're going to have to grind quite a bit. So anytime you get an exotic, anytime you get Reverie gear, anytime from the Dreaming City, anytime you get Great Hunt gear from the raid, always check these perks. See if you've got any of the enhanced perks. Even if it's not a light level upgrade, you might want to throw it in the vault. Right now, power is everything. You definitely want to equip your highest power gear all the time. But down the road, once we've maximized our power, we're definitely going to want to start building loadouts with some of the best gear in the game. And those enhanced perks are phenomenal. You don't want to let those get away from you. So far for the Titan, from the raid, I've got the Plate of the Great Hunt, Greaves of the Great Hunt, and Mark of the Great Hunt. The Greaves have bow dexterity, bomber, and light arms dexterity. As well as primary ammo finder, arrow scavenger. Not very good rolls. Not very good at all. Right now, they're the highest light level I have, so I'm obviously going to keep them equipped, but I'm definitely looking to upgrade. And then my mark has bow reserves and linear fusion rifle scavenger, as well as recuperation, invigoration, and insulation. All right, so let's talk about weapons. Weapons are always the most interesting part of this. I did want to get that little bit of information out about the armor, though, because there seems to be a little confusion in the community about that and whether that stuff is worth keeping. It's definitely worth keeping. The first thing that I want to talk about is the Supremacy. So I was actually really excited to get the Supremacy. It is definitely one of the coolest weapons from Destiny 1. However, in Destiny 2, it just doesn't have the same charm. What this thing is a 140 round per minute sniper rifle with a magazine size of 6. So it fires really fast, which can be fun. You know, one of my favorite snipers of year one was Alone as a God, which is also 140, but it feels so much faster because it has Snapshot. Unfortunately, my Supremacy did not roll with Snapshot. And I'm going to show you guys the difference between Snapshot and no Snapshot. So this is the Supremacy. You can see how sluggish that is. This is one of my current favorite weapons from year two. This is called, what is this called? Fate Cries Foul. This is a very snappy sniper rifle. It did roll with Snapshot. Also came with Rampage, which is a weird thing on a sniper rifle, but not unwelcome. And it's more powerful. So it's a 90 RPM sniper rifle. So each shot does more damage, and my penalty for that is only 1 round in the magazine. I really like the Fate Cry Foul, and the Supremacy, to me, has not found a place in my loadout. In fact, because it's such high power level, it'll probably find a place leveling up my Ace of Spades to 571 at this point. Next up, let's take a look at the Chattering Bone. It's a very cool pulse rifle. Mine rolled kind of weird. So you can see I've got the range for the masterwork. I got small bore, full bore, and corkscrew rifling. I've got ricochet rounds, which gives me more stability and more range. I've got rangefinder for more range. And I've got high impact reserves, which means the last half or last few bursts of my pulse rifle do a little extra damage. This roll is weird. I like all the range. It really is nice to be able to shoot things from so far away. The thing is dead accurate too. Let's see if we can... it's just dead stable. It's very easy to shoot things that are very far away. And because it has such crazy range, it does a lot of damage. Let's see. That guy is very far. That's sniper rifle distance, and I'm still doing some damage to him. It's a good weapon. It's a reliable weapon. There's nothing flashy. I would love to see Kill Clip or Rampage on this. I think Rampage could be in this middle one, or this last one. I think Rampage rolls here. I'm sorry, Kill Clip rolls where Rangefinder is. I think Rampage rolls on the last perk. I would love to see Rampage or Kill Clip on this thing. I think it would just be a monster if it did. The pulse rifle is good, but when I compare it to the Go Figure, something that did roll with Kill Clip, to me, it just doesn't compare. I like these 4-round burst pulse rifles right now. They just feel good. They feel stable. They just do a lot of damage. And when they roll with Kill Clip or Rampage, you get a few kills in PvE, and it's just doing more damage. You get a couple kill or get a kill in PvP, again, more damage. They just feel stronger. So this is a cool gun. It's definitely not, to me, it's not a Go Figure, and that's really what kind of holds it back. I also did get a scout rifle. It's called a Transfiguration. I don't use scout rifles because I'm not a coward, but this one does look cool. It looks almost like a sniper rifle. It's very stable, but right now, scout rifles are bugged. They do about, 20 or 30% less damage than they should be doing, and that's across the board, I think, PvP and PvE. So until they fix that, who knows how good this thing is, because I'm not using it. Just not using it. Let's move on to the special weapons. One of the guns that I love is the Age-Old Bond. So this is an auto rifle. And I've got 2 of them, and I haven't decided which one I like better, to be honest with you. One of them rolled with Dragonfly. Dragonfly isn't the perk it used to be, or it's not Firefly, really. Firefly is such a good perk. We know this from using the Ace of Spades. Everybody loves Firefly on the Ace of Spades. It's phenomenal. Dragonfly, not phenomenal. It's kind of fun. Occasionally, if you get like a mob of enemies, and Dragonfly procs, it can do some damage to the other enemies. It rarely just like chains kills like Firefly can do, but occasionally it'll do some damage. Having Dragonfly on an auto rifle is interesting. It's not something that is common. The Genesis Chain is the only weapon from Destiny 1 that I can remember that had this combination, an auto rifle with they had Firefly. It's fun. Dragonfly is not Firefly, so this gun is not as good as the Genesis Chain. I think I like it just because it reminds me of the Genesis Chain, which was a cool gun. Otherwise, it rolled pretty well. Zen Moment, high caliber rounds, corkscrew rifling. I even have full bore on it. It's not a bad roll. Dragonfly is a fun perk, but not a very effective one, so it's okay. I've got another roll on this thing, and I honestly can't decide which one I like better. So this one's got small bore again, ricochet rounds, which gives me more range and more stability. Triple tap on an auto rifle, especially at these slower round per minute auto rifles, actually procs relatively common. It's not a perfect roll by any means. The perfect roll for this weapon actually comes with, I think it's called like 4-tap or something, but basically it's an improved version of triple tap. And then Ambitious Assassin, which similar to the raid auto rifle from the first raid from beating what I can't remember the name of the first raid in Destiny 2. It's a handy thing because if you get a few kills, then your magazine is deeper. It's a bigger magazine when you reload. So you combine that with triple tap, and you can be firing this thing for quite a long time. One nice thing about the first one, though, was this perk down here, Major Spec Weapon Mod. This does extra damage against powerful enemies, and you can feel it. The Major Spec Mod is really a nice perk. I quite enjoy that perk. You feel it more, I think, when you're out on patrol or when you're in strikes than you do in the raid, but you can still feel it in the raid. It does extra damage, and it's a nice mod to have, especially on your weapons where you're going to be doing a lot of PvE. Obviously, it's not going to be a PvP mod. Next up, we've got the bow, Tyranny of Heaven. This is the only weapon I've got that has like the god roll on it, right? And I'm not even sure it drops any other way. And it's kind of another weird gun, right? You know you got one of these when it comes with Dreaming Spectrum, where it comes with a shader on it, and it comes masterworked, like all the way out. This one's got Dragonfly, Sneak Bow, Straight Fletching, and Flexible String. It is a very nice bow. I really like it. It's very unique in the way it looks. It sounds very cool. I really even like when you have it fully pulled back, how the reticle kind of changes color, if you can see that here. It starts off as light blue, it gets smaller and turns red, and then starts flashing when it's ready to be fired. You can see there. It's a very cool gun. Having Dragonfly on a bow is kind of cool. I don't know. Bows are more fun to me in PvP than they are in PvE right now, and Dragonfly on a bow in PvP doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. You're unlikely to find enemies that clump together that Dragonfly is going to make a difference. But this is a very snappy bow. It feels good. It looks cool. It sounds cool. I'm quite impressed with it. Just that Dragonfly perk. Again, Dragonfly just not Firefly. What else we got? We did the age-old bond. I think that's it. Oh, we got the Apex Predator. So, Apex Predator. It's a rocket launcher. Rocket launcher's not really in fashion right now. Sleeper Simulant, Whisper of the Worm. What is it? 1,000 Voices that you get from the raid right now. They're much more popular weapons. The one thing about the Apex Predator is, as you can see, mine came with tracking. You can get a combination of tracking and cluster bombs on this rocket, which I think is worth it. Obviously, cluster bombs do extra damage. Tracking makes it so you don't miss. I mean, that's nice. Having tracking on a rocket launcher, to me, is a nice to have. It just means I miss less rockets, which means that I'm going to use my ammo more. Let's see, where is there a guy? I'm going to use my ammo, more effectively, and I like that quite a bit. So it's a good rocket launcher as far as rocket launchers go. I wish I had cluster bombs on mine. I don't, but I'll definitely be watching for one that does. So those are the raid weapons I've gotten so far. I have not gotten the hand cannon yet. I really want the hand cannon. That goes into the energy slot. I've heard good things about it, not great things. The people who have kind of the perfect roll of it are basically getting a Fatebringer with Dragonfly, with Outlaw, and with some range to it. So we'll see if that one remains popular. It's very hard for me to use any other hand cannons right now besides Ace of Spades and, longtime favorite, the Midnight Coup. I got to say, though, these weapons, they look unique. They're fun to use. But the rolls, having random rolls on raid weapons does mean that sometimes you're going to get a stinker. That's all there is to it. There's an upside and a downside to random rolls. And for right now, you know, I've definitely not gotten a whole lot of perfect rolls. Real quick, let's switch over to the Warlock. I'll show you the armor I got over there. Over on the Warlock, you can see I've got almost a full set of raid armor. The only thing I'm missing is the arms. I got Winter's Guile as a drop in the raid, I think, on Wednesday night instead of arms, which, that's fine. Whatever. See, I didn't actually look at the roll on these. Momentum transfer, fastball, sidearm loader, linear fusion, heavy ammo finder. There you go. At least it's got heavy ammo finder. Let's take a look at the helmet. I like the look of this helmet. It's pretty sleek. It looks cool. I like the detail. I kind of like all of the Great Hunt armor. I think that pretty much across the board, it looks pretty good. Again, these are going to be non-random rolls, so you're always going to have the same recovery, resilience, and movement speed on each of them. This one's got light reactor, ashes to assets, remote connection. This is a cool one. Game bonus super energy on sniper rifle kills. If you like to use a sniper in the Crucible, this one could get you a lot of extra super energy. We got fusion rifle reserves and sniper rifle reserves. Next up for the chest, we've got sidearm reserves, submachine gun reserves, unflinching hand cannon reserve aim, unflinching linear fusion aim, and unflinching rifle aim. So depending on if I'm using a rifle or a hand cannon, I can switch this around and not get flinched while I'm doing it. That can be very handy in the Crucible, I'm sure, as you know. For boots, we've got arrow scavenger, hand cannon scavenger, scout rifle dexterity, submachine gun dexterity, and traction. Grants increased mobility and tighter turn radius while sprinting. I actually don't like the traction perk because it changes how my character feels, and since I'm not going to have it equipped all the time, like, it just throws me off. Like, I don't really dig it. I suppose if I got used to it and I always had it on, maybe I would like it, but I tend to like the dexterity a little bit better. Switching weapons is very handy, and doing it quicker is great. Fortunately, I just don't have the perks that I want. I don't have the weapons that I would like. Probably submachine gun would be most used for me. And finally, we've got the bond. I actually got two of the bonds. Shotgun reserves, always handy in the Crucible. Heavy ammo finder, very good in raids or strikes. We got invigoration, recuperation, and better already. And then my other bond has scout rifle reserves, sidearm scavenger, insulation, invigoration, and better already. Was that the same better already and invigoration, recuperation? No, so that is a random roll on those as well. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about the raid weapons so far. There's definitely some stuff out there that I'd really like to see. I haven't seen the shotgun yet. I have not seen a linear fusion rifle yet. I think a regular fusion rifle is out there, but I haven't actually been on a raid team that's got one. Obviously, the raid exotic is phenomenal. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Hopefully you get that on your first raid. But I don't think I've seen a sidearm yet either. Is there a sword? I don't think we've gotten a sword. So yeah, there's definitely some missing pieces, whether that's going to be fleshed out in a raid lair or in a hard mode raid. We don't know yet. Not thrilled with the hand cannon. I wouldn't mind seeing a kinetic hand cannon to kind of pad it out a little bit. You know, they can always do that, right? Is they can have an auto rifle for energy and an auto rifle for kinetic. They can do that with any of the weapons now. So they can definitely double up on some of the weapon types and kind of change it up a little bit. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you like the video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time.